right, we are so excited. We are here at Passantino's Concert Cafe with Danica Hart. Hi.
Hello. How are you?
Oh, I'm doing so well.
Good.
Yes, how are you doing?
Doing good. I about had to swim over here. It was about a 20 feet walk, but I was like, the weather just turned up for a second.
It did. It really did.
But
they say,
we made it.
Yeah, they say it like a wedding. That's good luck. So maybe it's the same thing.
Come on, for live music. It's gotta be good luck.
It's gotta be. I'm telling you. And we're of course here for the Open Heart Sessions.
Absolutely.
Tell us a little bit more about this tour that you've been on.
Let me tell you what. So, this is the Open Heart Sessions. Literally, if I can like rewind it back to the very beginning, this started out as an idea that, sometimes I just get so frustrated with kind of like music industry and how fast it turns. And 1 minute, like, you'll invest into this project, and next thing you know, that's not what's trending, and it's not what's happening, and it's not and then you've got to kind of like redo it. And so I was just like, the industry would absolutely not have you like put out music that you have and let people listen to it. They're like, no. Make an album, make an EP, make a single, drop a single, see if people like it. And I said, well, by the time you got to pay for that thing, what if you put it out and people don't like it? And so I said, what if we were able to have these intimate sessions that people could come to? And the Open Heart Session started where people would come and they would vote on the new music that they were hearing, and they would say if they like it or didn't like it, or I like this, but the other was my favorite. So it was really a test market for a lot of the new music that I was writing and a lot of the new songs that I wanted to like, put out, and really just as I was rediscovering myself as a solo artist. And so there were birthed the Open Heart Sessions. And I tell you what, this has been one of the most amazing and incredible things for me. I was in a group, and so now I'm a solo artist. And I always said I never had imagined not being in a group. So I'm always just like, sometimes I almost feel like almost naked. Like I don't know, like what
exactly.
Like, what do I do with my hands? So like it's like, you know what I'm saying? Like and so I was always just like, I'd never envisioned doing this solo. So the Open Heart Sessions were really like my way to like heal with my fans and figure this out with my fans. So it was really like my safe space. And so, what started as, I would do a couple of local places outside my hometown, and it has it's branching off into this national thing, which is blowing my mind the way that it's growing and kind of morphing. It seems like almost like every show, but it's really just an intimate sit down. I said it almost kind of feels like, I love the couch because it feels like it's like your friend from college, and you're like catching up on all the things, and you're seeing how she's doing, how's everything going, but also like we're enjoying our music, like great music. Some of the songs, I always say, tonight you'll probably hear something old, something new, something borrowed, and something blues. We're liable to cover it all tonight.
I'm so ready.
And that has been what the Open Heart Sessions has been, but it truly is just growing and evolving into something I think probably much bigger than I had hoped or intended for it to be.
Good for you. I have to give you all the flowers because I love what you've done with this. It's such a beautiful, intimate music setting, and you're able to connect with the fans on a level that maybe you have not had the opportunity before, and the stages that you've done. So I think that's just so wonderful. I'm so glad that you're doing this. I'm so glad you're here at Passantino's. Thank you.
Yes.
We're so thrilled. So I want to talk a little bit more about new music coming out, because I know that Amazing Grace is out, and that's your first solo release?
My very first single was Amazing Grace, and I will always, I said, if I do nothing else with my life, and if I only had one single to come out as a solo artist, I will forever be grateful to God that He allowed Amazing Grace to be my baby. And so,
Beautiful. It's beautiful. Everyone needs to check it out. It's incredible. And there's also a music video out for it. What was it like filming that video?
That was, first of all, I love music videos. And at one point, when I was younger, I always wanted to be an actress. And then when we shot the music video for You Can Have Him, Jolene, the director let me know that I could be an actor, but there was one problem, is I couldn't stop smiling. He was like, he said, I need you to be mad. And I was like, all right. And he was like, but not smile. Like, you gotta not smile. You gotta be mad.
I get that. Because you're just so sweet. You're always smiling.
And there would be times I'm like, am I still so? And so that was the problem that I had. Is I said, so what you're telling me is if I act, it's got to be comedies, because otherwise I don't know.
100%.
And so I love doing music videos. Yes. And I don't know, even this music video, a lot of people don't know, and maybe some of them do if you watch me on social media. Sure. But this was recorded. A bit of it was recorded in my own backyard, and
Oh,
it's
really?
it's like my backyard is where I really got a chance to just after like the heartbreak and everything that came with breaking the band breaking up.
Yeah.
It was the place that I was like, I don't even know what to do, but I would get in my backyard and I go, hey y'all, it's your favorite friend me. Like, I hope y'all are having a good day. And I was like, and even when I didn't have the joy for myself, I was like, my hope is that I can get up and maybe encourage somebody else or inspire somebody else, or even though I don't have joy today, if I got to get up and chase it down,
Exactly.
and so I cried a lot in that backyard. I've laughed a lot in that backyard.
Yes.
And so it was very special for me, for the Amazing Grace video, to a lot of it to be shot there. And I feel like this is gonna be a season in a chapter of my a chapter in the book of my life.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I'm just, like I said, Amazing Grace. I'm honored that I got that was my baby, but also even in making this music video, I go back and watch, and it just like it hits me right in this moment and at this moment. So
Oh, it's stunning, everybody. You
Yeah.
got to check it out. It's
if
amazing.
you get a chance, I
Yes.
always tell them don't watch it during the show. You got to watch it.
Yeah, after the
and then
show.
after you get home. Then
After
you
the
get
show,
to
when
watch
you
it.
get home, yes, absolutely, yes, 100%.
There you go.
But it's amazing, and I wanted to know what is next for you musically. I mean, is there more music that's coming out? What should we be looking for?
I'm telling you. So
Yeah.
now I think this might be a Josie exclusive.
Okay.
Got a brand new EP coming out. I was gonna shoot for an album this year, and I think the minute I started talking, I think I talked about it for an hour, and I was like overwhelmed.
Right, it's a lot.
What if we do an EP? So I'm gonna put out an EP this August, and it's gonna be really I'm gonna shoot to put out the full record maybe next August or next year. And this is going to be just kind of a look into the season that I'm in, the season that I'm moving into, because
Yes.
and it's gonna feature a couple of those songs here tonight, and so these are gonna
Okay.
be
All right.
we go all the secrets are being laid out here,
Right.
And so but we're getting ready to put out a brand new single early July,
Right.
and I love it. This new single, it's so me, because what kind of started, I think, as a conversation, or like there was somebody, y'all know how people get on Facebook. Some people, I think the most people who just mad about everything, they get on there to just make other people mad about everything.
We know people, yes,
Well,
for sure. Everybody
got to know
knows.
somebody. Everybody know Mr. Bob, who come on and just say he hate everything and he hate everybody.
Yep.
And I was like, one day I was just like, you know what? You can't unboil my peanuts, and you don't have the power to unsweeten my tea, okay? If you want to be mad, you just be mad, okay? God bless you, and move on with your time, because you're not going to make me upset today. I fought too hard for my joy, and I'm going to hang on to it. And so, and I got a chance to, and this was such a cool collaboration with my friends Brent and Bart, and we sat down, and this was just a cool thing. And I said, it's so easy to. It's so easy to I think that I would say it's easy, but like you always know those people who, and I believe, there's the old saying, hurt people, and there are
Right.
some people who are just dragging hurt from one season to another,
Mm-hmm.
and it's kind of like almost like poison a little bit. It kind of just
is.
starts to just like drift out, and next thing you
It
know,
does.
the people around you,
Yeah.
upset, everybody. And I
Yeah.
said, you know what? Sometimes you just got to get up and declare. You will not. You don't have the power to unboil my peanuts. You can't unsweeten my tea.
I
We're
love
gonna
this.
chase down joy today. And the one thing about it, it really has set on me this season. It's like we're better together. Some of us are trying to heal, and it seems like we go one step forward to get knocked 2 steps back. But
Yeah.
the thing about it is, look, you got to find your communities, because sometimes we're just better together.
Yes.
And so
100%.
that is what this single is about. And so I think we'll play it here tonight. And so
Oh, I'm so excited.
I'm excited about that.
Oh, I can't wait for it. And I love this season for you, Danica.
Thank
I
you
really
so
do.
much.
Because we all evolve, we all grow, we all change. And I love how open you are about it, but also trying to help others as well find
Yeah.
their season and work through problems and trouble in their own lives that maybe they're kind of trying to hide a little bit. But I think it's wonderful that you're using your music to do that.
Yeah. And for me, I think that I always just say, I said, I have been at the height of the music industry, and
Yes.
you know, I've experienced the highs and lows, and kind of coming out of the hardest season of my life. The one thing that I realized is I was like, you know what, like I want to do things that make a difference in the world. Like I don't need to be famous, but I want influence, because I want people to know that if God can do it for me, he can do it for you.
Amen.
Look, if he can pick me up out of the hardest season of my life and say, girl, I got you. He would just remind me every day, I got you. You got this. Do you trust me? I have a plan for you. I'm gonna deliver for you, but you trust me through the hard seasons. And and my whole message is, if he can do it for me, he can do it for you. And that's what I say, I ain't got to be famous, or they say like fame and fortune. I said, they didn't tell me that you had to go for both of them at the same time, or else you'll miss one.
Right,
so,
you miss one.
But I said, I just pray that if the Lord gives me influence, that I'm able to just share it with other people, to just say, if God can do it for me, he can do it for you.
Good
and
for
that,
you.
if it can happen for me, it can happen for you.
Yes.
And so,
won't he do it? Good for you.
Won't he do it, honey?
He will.
Won't
He will. Oh, yes. I know it. I know it 100%. I love it. And for those out there that are our listeners, if you're listening on iHeart or watching us on JMA Network TV, on Roku Fire TV, can you give out your social media and also your website for people to keep in touch with you?
Okay, listen, I'll start with the website, because just in case my social media is wrong, the website, all of that is plugged into it. So listen, if you get an opportunity, go check out danicahart.com. And that is the hub place for, if you are looking to see if there are shows near you, you can find it there. If you are wondering how you can support independent artists, if you could, every piece of merch that you can purchase, everything that you can do is all right there at danicahart.com. And I believe it's Danica Hart. Danica Hart on all social media.
If you search it, make sure you search for that blue check mark, though, first
yes,
and foremost.
Please. I tell you, I said, nothing get under my skin like scammers. I mean, get on out and get your job, okay?
Because you don't need to be doing that.
You're calling me every day trying to tell me about an extended warranty.
Right.
I don't even have a car. You got the wrong number. So.
Right, exactly. There's only one Danica, and you can find it.
There
Make
you
sure
go.
You verify it. Oh, that is so funny. And one final question here for you, because I know everybody is really excited to check you out here and hear you sing. Had a fan, like a sweet fan moment that you could share with us, one that you can recall on the top of your head.
Oh, wow. I have.
That's tough. You've had so many.
I have so many amazing fans. And I almost hate using the word fans. I call my friends.
Yeah.
They're like,
that's
fans
exactly
turn friends. And then a lot of my friends turn family. So, but I did have, and I always, like I said, I always hate to say fan, but I was going through the hardest season of my life.
Sure.
And she called and she said, what do you need? She said, whatever you need, I got you. I'm there. And I was like, I don't know. Like, just pray for me.
Yeah.
And
even just that helps. Yeah.
And she said, you know what? She said, I'm gonna come down. I'm gonna come. And if you, she said, I'm gonna come help you for like 2 weeks. And whatever you need in them 2 weeks, she said, I'm there. If I gotta wait on your hand and foot, she was like, I just don't want you to be alone in this season. She said, I just want you to know that I got you.
Yeah, you need those people.
She has been there every step of the way. And I tell you what, that there is absolutely, I have the greatest fans of all time. And, you know, sometimes we might be a little too close. As I always tell people, the problem I have is boundaries. I don't have any. I don't know what personal space is. But a lot of times I talk to people and they be like, I'm sorry. You just tell me, girl, back up a little bit. And so I just don't have that. And so sometimes, you know, we get real close. But I wouldn't trade not one of them for anything in the world, because I always say my fans were a big part of my healing, my healing in this season, because I didn't want to come back to music. I said, you know,
really?
I was like, you know, after that kind of heartbreak and that kind of like, you know, I said, I was like, if that can happen in this situation, it could certainly happen in any other situation. I don't think I could take this again. Sure. And my fans kept showing up, and they were like, girl, whatever you do, don't quit. Like, if you got to sing songs for us here on Facebook, like, whatever you do, don't quit singing. Don't keep going. And every day I'd just make a post. And, you know, I had one fan, and she reached out and she said, I can see straight through that smile. She said, I know you're hurting. Yeah. She said, but thank you for showing up for us. She said, because she was like, I go to my phone and check to see if you posted anything in the morning. And so this has truly been just like I don't know. It's just like the one of the most beautiful things I think that I've seen God do in my life. And that was to give me the strength to be able to show up for my
Yes.
fans, because everybody's going through hard times right now, man, I tell you. And
sure.
but also to have them in return, even in their hard time, go, girl,
Yeah.
you got this. Come on, you got it, girl.
Yeah.
And so
Oh,
great. Look,
That's
I call
amazing.
them Fave Nation. I'm their favorite friend.
Yeah.
But it's Fave Nation, okay?
I love
And
it.
so I wouldn't trade not one Fave Nationer for 100 million panties.
yes, absolutely.
That's
Oh,
a lot of money, I
incredible.
think.
I think it's a lot.
Yeah, that's a lot of money.
Oh
I
yeah,
think, but
absolutely.
Also, math, not my thing. Either,
No,
so.
no, not me
Right.
either. So we're both kind of like, wait a minute. That is so funny. But yeah, I just think you're an incredible artist, incredible person, first and
Aw.
foremost. And I'm just really excited to see what's next for you. And stay tuned.
Thank y'all so much.
Thank you.